Stoney Creek versus Waterdown. Where should you move? As at the end of the day, these two areas of Hamilton are very similar. However, they also have some key differences you need to know about before moving there. So I thought in today's video, we would cover and compare and contrast the real estate, the transportation, the education, the parks, shopping, and more. So by the time you finish this video here, you'll know exactly what the similarities are, the differences are, as well as which area or maybe both areas are right for you to move to. So let's just jump on into it and first discuss Stoney Creek. So Stoney Creek is located on the most eastern part of Hamilton, right beside Lake Ontario. And as a result, it has some of the majority of waterfront features Hamilton has to offer you. Now, overall, if we were to break Stoney Creek down just roughly in the map, at the core of it, you're going to find more established homes and mature neighborhoods that have an established culture. And then as you branch further out, both to the eastern part, you're going to find newer developments around the Winona area, or also up south on top of the escarpment, you can find Stoney Creek on the mountain with some newer parts that are currently being developed today. As a result of this continuing expansion of Stoney Creek, there are some great opportunities no matter what type of real estate you're looking for. Then on the opposite side of Hamilton, you'll find Waterdown. Now, Waterdown is located right beside Burlington on the west side of Hamilton. And overall, in the core of Waterdown, right along Dundas, is where you're going to find a lot of heritage homes and established local businesses. However, today you can find some newer developments being built in this community here as well. In particular, you're going to find some newer developments right beside Burlington, just south of Dundas, with a brand new condominium building being finished up, as well as a complete neighborhood surrounding it. And then the other area that's seeing a lot of development that I know my clients love about Waterdown is just north of Parkside Road on the west side of Waterdown. So if you're new here, my name is Matthew. I'm a local realtor, and this is my channel where I share everything about what it's like living in Hamilton and the surrounding areas. And I've recently had a bunch of people reach out looking to relocate here. So if that's you as well, feel free to send me a message. Otherwise, let's see how Stoney Creek's and Waterdown's real estate compare to each other. And if we look in the last 10 years, we can see Waterdown is about 15% more expensive on average for the total amount of real estate have been sold. And if we break that down to each of the categories of condos, townhomes, and detached homes, we can see that trend prevails, as condos in Waterdown are about 15% more expensive compared to Stoney Creek. Other than that, you have townhomes, with Waterdown's townhomes being about 8% more expensive, and then their detached homes in Waterdown are about 28% more expensive. Now, there's a couple of reasons for this. One is it's right beside Burlington, so you have a lot of Burlington buyers wanting to move to Burlington, find that it's a little bit expensive, and then move to Waterdown, which increases the demand of the amount of people that want to move to Waterdown. But two, in Stoney Creek, you're going to have a lot more older buildings that were just built before the 1950s. And as a result, these homes are smaller, a bit more affordable, bringing down the average detached home sale price. Now let's take a look and see what price ranges each of the communities have sold in the last 12 months. As you can see based on this graph here, the majority of homes will be selling $1 million plus in Stoney Creek and Waterdown. And one of the reasons for this is that both of these communities here are mainly detached homes, with a lot just going to sell above that $1 million mark. However, you can find some detached homes under $1 million, but more common, you're going to find a lot of townhome and condominium options that are available between the $500,000 to $1 million range. Now, this is just a general overview about the real estate in Stoney Creek and Waterdown. If you want more of a detailed analysis based on your exact search criteria, feel free to set up a call with me or send me a message. I'd be happy to run you through those numbers there. Otherwise, let's continue on and dive on in and see how the transportation scores in each one of these communities stacks up. And let's first take a look at the walk score. So overall, Stoney Creek was rated a 39 compared to Waterdown's score of 41. So overall, they're quite similar in the ability to walk and grab any amenities close by your home. Overall, still going to require a car. However, if you do live one of those main streets there, you might be able to grab a few groceries, a few other amenities within walking distance. Then let's take a look now at the transportation score. And this is where Stoney Creek is going to beat Waterdown, as Stoney Creek's score is 51 compared to Waterdown's score of 21. Now, one of the reasons for this is that Waterdown is pretty isolated overall on the HSR, or the Hamilton Street Railcar, which is the busing system mainly in Hamilton. And as you can see on this map here, Waterdown only has one option that will circle the community, and then you would have to grab a connection if you want to access all the other Hamilton buses, where Stoney Creek has at least 5 different opportunities depending on where you live to grab a bus, with multiple different connection points connecting you with the other buses. Then let's take a look at the bike score. And overall, Stoney Creek was rated a 47 compared to Waterdown's score of 46. So overall, the bikeability and walkability in these communities is very similar. Now, these are just general rule of thumb scores and are going to vary depending on which areas you choose to move to in each one of these communities. So what about commuting via car? Which one is better if you have to commute to Niagara Falls or Toronto? And this is where I'd have to give Stoney Creek a bit of an advantage, as not only do you just have easier access to the other areas of Hamilton, as Stoney Creek is adjacent to it, where Waterdown, you're gonna have to take down Highway 6 to access the majority of Hamilton. But not only that, in Stoney Creek, you're gonna have multiple options to get on the highway at different points on the QEW as it runs throughout Stoney Creek. Whereas in Waterdown, you're either gonna have to take Waterdown Road or go to Highway 6 and then take it to connect to the 403 to get around there. And another knock on Waterdown and just commuting via car is Dundas, especially along the main strip where all the local businesses are, because there's a lot of heritage homes. It's one way each way, and this can get extremely backed up in those rush hour times. So now that we've covered the transportation as well as real estate, let's see how these schools compare in Stoney Creek and Waterdown. Now, because Stoney Creek is bigger, it's going to have a lot more schools to choose from, as in total, Stoney Creek had 24 schools with an average rating of 6.4, whereas Waterdown, on the other hand, had a total of 6 schools with an average rating of 6.38. Now, regardless of which community you choose, Stoney Creek or Waterdown, both of them have some of the top rated elementary and high schools located within its borders. So if you're interested in learning what the top schools in Hamilton are, I created a video going over all that and more. Now, these scores are based off of the Fraser Institute rankings, which takes the Ontario Standardized Tests, puts it in an index. So it's a great first step on comparing and contrasting schools, but remember to do your own due diligence, talk to the community members and other neighbors that attend that school to get a full picture. So now let's compare the different parks you can visit when living in each one of these communities. And first, starting off with Stoney Creek. As first off, you have 50 Point Conservation Area, which takes advantage of that waterfront, as it is a large conservation area, the only one in Hamilton bordering Lake Ontario, and as a result, it offers a nice sandy beach that your family can enjoy in the summertime, or you can also dock your boat in the harbor here, as well as a variety of campsites you can have a staycation in. Then just a little bit down the waterfront, another park you can find is Confederation Park, which gives another window into Lake Ontario, offering amazing walking paths as well as beaches. But perhaps most notably here, you'll find a Venture Village, which has ample of activities for kids of all ages. And then on the other side of Confederation Park, you can find Wild Waterworks, which is Hamilton's largest water park, offering a variety of different slides, a classic wave pool, a lazy river, and much more. And then if you're looking for a waterfall to explore, the most notable one that you need to check out in Stoney Creek would be the Devil's Punch Bowl, which not only offers stunning views of the waterfall into a canyon, but it also just has stunning views sitting on top of Hamilton's escarpment looking out into the downtown area. So now let's take a look at Waterdown's parks and see how they stack up. So the first most notable park and the best waterfall in Waterdown is Smoky Hollow Waterfall, which not only offers a variety of different hiking trails that you can hike and listen to the running water, but then you can get up right close and personal and enjoy this waterfall from one of the many viewing platforms. Then another park you're going to be frequently quite often if you choose to live in Waterdown is Waterdown Memorial Park. And this is the main park with the most happening in Waterdown, as here on a variety of days you can find different events going on, or you can just go and attend different activities. As if it's warm in the summer, your kids can enjoy the jungle gym and cool off with the splash pad, or in the fall time, your kids can enjoy the skate park or a local full-size basketball court. And then even in the winter time, you and your family can go skate outside on the outdoor skating loop. So those were the parks and how they compare. Let me know down below which parks you prefer to frequent. Other than that, let's now dive a little bit deeper into what the shopping options you can expect when living in each of these communities. And first off, let's talk about Stoney Creek. So Stoney Creek, the biggest mall is going to be Eastgate Square, which is going to be located in the central part of Stoney Creek. Then you have some newer developing plazas in those brand new areas, like I mentioned, in Winona or up on the mountain in Stoney Creek. Then as for Waterdown shopping options, you're not going to find any big malls like Eastgate Square in Waterdown. Rather, instead, you're going to find some large shopping center plazas that you can visit, typically along Dundas. And if you're interested in learning what my top local businesses are for Stoney Creek and Waterdown and other things you need to know about moving to one of these areas, the next videos I'd recommend you go check out are my pros and cons going over Waterdown and Stoney Creek. So you can find the videos off to the side over here. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day and I look forward to seeing you off in the next video.